Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, there lived a very beautiful white-throated crow. The crow was known for its melodious singing and was loved by all the birds in the forest. One day, a young crow joined the flock. It was a very talkative bird and would imitate the songs of other birds just like a parrot. Every time it saw a blue jay, it would mimic its harsh call. When it saw a red cardinal, it would copy its cheerful song. And when it saw the white-throated crow, it would try to imitate its beautiful singing. But the young crow's voice was hoarse, and its attempts at singing were not very pleasant to the ears. Other birds in the forest often teased and mocked it for trying to be like the white-throated crow. They told it that it should stop imitating others, and instead use its own voice. But the young crow did not listen to them. It kept trying to imitate the white-throated crow and became its biggest fan. It followed the white-throated crow everywhere, trying to learn from it and copying its every move. The white-throated crow was kind and did not mind the young crow following it around, but it also did not appreciate the attempts of the young crow to imitate its song. One day, the white-throated crow decided to teach the young crow a lesson. It told the young crow, "I am going to the river to take a bath. After that, we will sing together and you can copy my song." The young crow was very happy to hear that. It eagerly went to the river with the white-throated crow and waited patiently for it to take a bath. When the white-throated crow came out of the river, it said to the young crow, "Let's go to the tall oak tree and sing." The two crows flew to the oak tree, and the white-throated crow started singing a beautiful song. The young crow was so mesmerized by its song that it forgot to record it. When the song ended, the white-throated crow asked the young crow, "What did you think of the song?" The young crow replied, "It was beautiful, but I couldn't understand a single word you were saying." The white-throated crow said, "That is because you have never heard your own voice. You only know how to imitate the voices of other birds." The young crow thought about it for a moment and realized the truth in the words of the white-throated crow. It understood that it had neglected its own gift of talking and had tried to become like another bird by imitating it. But it also realized that no matter how hard it tried, it could never become the white-throated crow, and that its own voice was unique and special in its own way. The young crow apologized to the white-throated crow for mocking it and the other birds in the forest for their singing. It promised to never imitate anyone again and instead use its own voice to talk to them. The white-throated crow forgave the young crow and told it that it was never too late to start. It guided the young crow in using its voice in the best way possible. And over time, the young crow became known for its beautiful talking and the melodious sound of its voice. All the birds in the forest admired the young crow for becoming one of a kind. It became a very popular bird and was loved by all the animals in the forest. The young crow learned an important lesson that day. It learned that imitation is no substitute for originality, and that it should be proud of who it is and use its unique voice to talk to the world. From that day on, the young crow became more confident and started talking to the other birds in its own voice. The other birds loved listening to the young crow talk, and it became one of the most popular birds in the forest. The young crow never forgot the lesson it learned from the white-throated crow. It lived happily in the forest for the rest of its life.